So Karen says, I am a touchy-feely person and love touch. Not everyone is okay with that. I know. I know. So I always hesitate when I feel the urge to touch someone on the arm or the hand, etc. How do you manage not offending someone and still knowing when you can and should touch? Well, with a lot of guys, what they're looking for is they're looking for permission. And so there's a woman that came to me who was asking me about this guy who was, she kept going on dates with this guy and he wasn't making any moves on her, right? And she was like, do you think he likes me? And he was like driving a long way to go and see her. And I was like, yes, he absolutely likes you. He's driving a long way to see you and he's taking you out on dates and he's paying for everything. He likes you, right? And she's like, well, why doesn't he make any moves on me? And I'm like, well, it's because he's scared of making moves on you. And so what you have to do is let him know that it's okay. And the way that you do that is by just giving him little things, right? It's a tease, right? What is a tease? It's when you give something and you pull it away. That's what teasing is you give something and then you pull it back. And so in this situation, you're talking about touch. And so if you touch somebody on the hand, like it's totally appropriate for most women to do this. And it's not even necessarily a romantic thing, but it opens up the world of touch to different people. And there's a bunch of different places that you can touch people where it's okay to touch them. And if they want to touch you back, it will make them feel like it's okay to touch you. And so you want to do very neutral places like on the hand, but you want to do it just briefly, right? Like you touch them on the hand and then you let go, right? You're not lingering, touching and holding and deeply looking them in the eyes, right? You're not doing any of that stuff on your first touching with a guy. You're just touching them lightly and letting go. You're just light, soft touch and pulling back. Or you can touch them on the shoulder, right? A really fun way to do it is you're walking by a guy and you like touch him you touch him on the shoulder and you like just pull your hand across the back of his shoulder and then just pull it off, right? So you're like walking by him and you like touch him like that or touch him like that and then you let go. Or if you want to be even more neutral, you can just touch him on the shoulder or just touch him really lightly on like the small of his back or even between his shoulder blades and just touch him really quickly and then let go. And if you do that a couple of times, it'll send him signals that it's okay, right? When I told this woman about this, I was like, here's all you have to do. Just go up next time you go on a date with them and just touch him on the hand and just really quickly and then just pull it off. And what she did was she touched him and she was like, Matt, you're right. Like I did that. And then all of a sudden he like pulled his chair closer to me and he was like getting close and talking to me and doing all this stuff. And so it can be a little bit risky to touch somebody for the first time. And at the same time, you can touch them in very neutral places and it's not a big deal. And if somebody's really like against it, which most guys won't be, if you're a woman and touching them, most guys won't be against it. You can just touch them on the shoulder or the elbow or the small of the back or just lightly on the hand quickly and pulling it off or something like that. And it'll be fine. So I hope that makes sense, Karen.